Yay! I'm so excited. I met Kimberly about 7 months ago, and at the time I was teaching mediumship at a local church for donations only. And I have a full-time job as a French teacher, and I was really pretty satisfied with my life, but I kept getting this nagging feeling that I was supposed to be doing something bigger and reaching more people. And I was speaking with my spirit guides, and the feeling that I got from them was like, I have all this knowledge that I've been accumulating for 30 years, and it's time to get out there and stop taking all these workshops and sitting in circles and everything without sharing it. And Kimberly is the one who taught me how to share what I had learned with more people. So the people that you know as the admins, you two, and Jamie Galiot and Sheila Gordon Barron, from both Translating Spirit and the Practice Readings Trading Post, those are just some of my graduates from the How to Speak Spirit program. And that all is a result of having met Kimberly just 7 months ago. And the 18,000 members who are now a part of this group here at Translating Spirit, that's all due to my meeting Kimberly, because she's the one that taught me how to find my tribe. So with that, Kimberly, I'm so glad to have you here. For those who don't know Kimberly, she is the publisher of Spiritual Biz magazine, and she has a wonderful program that I am a graduate of called Spiritual Biz Bootcamp, and I can't say enough positive stuff about it. I hope a lot of you will check out her Facebook group, which is called Spiritual Biz Success, and learn more about her program. And, in the group here, I have so many people joining, like hundreds of people joining the group every day that are saying, in answer to the question when they join the group, are you ready to move forward on your spiritual path? And everybody's like, yes, I can't wait to learn. I want to move forward. And then we offer workshops, and whether it's $50 or $75 or more for a program tuition, people are like, oh, I can't afford that right now. And it's kind of frustrating for me because, we're the light workers. We're the ones that care about the planet and care about raising the vibration and helping people and healing others and helping people to learn how to get in touch with spirit for themselves. So, if we can invest a little bit of money in furthering our skills, that's not helping anybody. And that's really why I wanted Kimberly to come on and talk to you guys a little bit about, where we go from here as light workers and how we can make a bigger, more positive ripple effect in the world.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my topic I love to talk about. And it's about the abundance that light workers need to create and our shifting of mindset around money and around abundance. So I'm going to share a little something, and I'm probably going to push a little buttons for some people. I love to trigger people on this stuff, because what's happened is we've gotten into this very lackadaisical, as Cheryl laughs because she knows, having spent 12 weeks with me in boot camp, but we've gotten very kind of complacent with how we look at money. Oh, we're spiritual, we shouldn't be charging, we should be giving our gift away for free. We receive this from source, we shouldn't have any benefit from it. And I'm here to challenge all of you on the way that thinking is and why it's gotten you to where you are. Because what happens is that when we have this kind of scarcity mentality around money, and that we're not supposed to charge and that we're supposed to suffer or something as light workers, it doesn't make any sense. And if you actually do your research and really think about the abundance on this planet, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to say those things. And that's not is there nowhere on this planet are we told to live in scarcity, except for when the powers that be, the higher ups, whatever we want to call it, when we want to call it cabal, or Illuminati, those kind of controlling groups have kind of told us that we're not supposed to charge, and that there's this whole evil money system and we shouldn't be involved. And I'm going to kind of call BS on that. So here's what I think. I think that the light workers of the world have been told to not charge to keep us down. Because think about it. You guys, everyone in this group, which is amazing that Cheryl's at 18,000 people. I just love it. This is a powerful group. You all have incredible gifts and talents in here. That's why you're in here. You're trying to figure out, how do you tap into your mediumship? How do you get more in tune with source? How do you really get in full alignment with the higher version of yourself, which is exactly what we're here to do. So you think about how powerful we are when we are in full alignment with source. You guys have all had those moments. Intuition comes, you know things, you manifest, like your life turns into something incredible and amazing. And if we had the ability to be in that space all of the time, we would be crazy powerful. But we've been told not to charge. We've been told it's bad. We've been told to give your gift away for free. And what does that do? That puts us in low vibration. That puts us in scarcity mode. That puts us in a worry mode. And when we are in low vibration, we can't manifest. When you're worrying, you can't create. You can't create from that standpoint. So we have to shift our thinking. And I truly believe we have been told as light workers to not charge as kind of a way to hold us down, a way to keep our vibration low. And it's working, because I see light workers every day that have this like crazy scarcity mindset. They're terrified about the whole money thing. It's like, it actually like scares them. It's actually kind of bizarre, but they're like, I shouldn't be creating money. It shouldn't be here. I should be giving my gift away for free. And that's absolutely not true. If you look around you here in this dimension on this planet, there's a crazy amount of abundance. And I heard something put up really beautifully the other day, was that if you look around at the birds of this planet, you look around at the millions of birds, and that they have enough food to survive. All of those birds are eating constantly every day. If we had to actually pay for that abundance, for that food for them, we couldn't afford to. Like, there's no US dollars or international dollars that could actually come up with the amount of money to feed all those birds. And yet the planet around us does that. The planet, everything around us is abundance. There's nothing that is in scarcity except for human beings get involved and we create the scarcity. So being able to shift our mindset about money, about charging. Should you be charging? Absolutely. Most of you guys do amazing things. When people come through my boot camp, they're changing lives, and that's worth something. And you absolutely should be charging. And one last little thing that I know people say, like, every now and then they'll throw out Bible quotes about money, and they'll talk about Jesus and not, he didn't have money and he was, helping the poor and all this and that, and that he didn't have and didn't have, which is absolutely not true as well. And if you do your research, you will see that the people of the Bible of that time frame were actually millionaires. There was so much abundance for them, and Jesus was actually quite wealthy. That's why he was able to go around and do what he was doing, because there was abundance. Now, was their abundance different than ours now? Yeah, there was still money, but it was more about places to eat and shelter and animals to get around on and everything that they needed, clothing. He had all of that. There was no scarcity for him at all, or for any of his disciples. There just wasn't. So when we're looking at ourselves, why are we any different? We are here to thrive. We are here to be at our highest vibration. We are here to change the planet. We are here to shift vibration, and you cannot do that in scarcity mode. So when it comes to creating that abundance, absolutely. When it comes to charging, hell yeah, because you're not doing anyone any service if you're not charging. So I could keep going forever. You know that, Cheryl.
I completely agree with everything you're saying. The universe is abundant, and we light workers, we're the ones that are tapped into that source energy and know that the universe is abundant, and we should be sort of, the ones that are showing the rest of the world how to be abundant and live abundantly. We should be enjoying a good life. We should be able to support our families, not be worrying about how to pay the bills, be able to afford to take some quality time and spend it with our families. And I see so many light workers that are so because they don't want to charge for the gifts, that they can't even afford to spend $50 on themselves to take a workshop that means a lot to them, and it makes me crazy.
Yeah.
We have to be able to invest a little bit of money in ourselves, a little bit of time in ourselves, so that we can grow our skills. And yes, we all have access to source energy, to divine guidance, and that is free. But if you're trying to learn a skill like mediumship, it really helps to have a coach that has a little bit more of experience in that field and can help you along on the journey. It's really valuable to have that kind of experience and have the camaraderie that comes from being in a program like How to Speak Spirit or Kimberly's boot camp. Right now, the most amazing thing has happened in my life as a result of that boot camp and the How to Speak Spirit program that I've developed. I'm part of this network of light workers that are such high vibrational power people and have so many superpowers that they're using to make a positive difference in the world and to change lives. And that in itself is just, an incredible thing to have in your life, just to be part of that kind of a network.
Yeah, you've created this huge ripple effect, which is my goal with everyone. How do you create the ripple effect, right? We all have a purpose on this planet. If you aren't living your purpose right now, you have to stop and ask yourself, what the hell am I doing? Because you weren't put on this planet to suffer. You weren't put on this planet to struggle. That's not what we're here for. We're here to thrive, and we're here to have that impact. We're like, everything I talk about is about how do we shift consciousness on the planet? How do we make that shift? And Cheryl's like stood up. She's taken charge of her group. She's like, I'm going to have a shift, and I'm going to shift consciousness and raise our vibration. And it's a beautiful thing to watch that actually come to manifestation here. And it's amazing. And I'm so excited. I love seeing that impact that you're having. You've done a really beautiful job with that.
Thank you. And, I have to say, for those of you that are feeling that, because I know there's an energy shift on the planet right now, and people are feeling this quickening and this sort of, actually, I say the guides are getting naggy. People are feeling this like urge to get out there. And a lot of people come to the group and they're saying, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something and helping, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. That's how I felt before I came to boot camp. And I was already teaching mediumship, but there was this push to get out there. And I know a lot of people are feeling that. So, if you're just beginning and you really don't know what your superpowers are, I can help you with that. And if you already have a spiritual business and you're looking to go big with that spiritual business and reach more people and do more good in the world, then I highly recommend that you get in touch with Kimberly. It's a critical time on the planet. We're shifting the balance, and we need to start using our skills out there. And Kimberly and I are here to help you do that. So reach out to us.
Oh, someone did some research on me. I see it. Little Reese, can you tell us what the pivotal point for your transition in mindset and decided that this is my life path? Yeah. So I'll share a little bit. So my background is actually Wall Street. So I helped build a $165 million company in the Wall Street world many moons ago. And it was lovely. So business is very intuitive. So not only do I teach you guys business, but it's actually very intuitive for me. So I have that gift like you guys do as well, and it's tapped in. So part of what I do is I connect with my clients and figure out exactly what they should be doing. So I worked on Wall Street back in the day, and I just knew something was a little off, but did really well. That was just, I was on that corporate path and just followed it blindly. And, but it was fine. And I see now how I got all that experience, how it actually helped me. And so I'm able to now, again, take the internal gift that I have, that intuition, that intuitive ability to actually see someone's business, which is the real gift, is I can actually see someone's business when I know I've nailed it. And so I can see businesses and how to create them. And so I decided after being on Wall Street, I actually left because I was really miserable and knew this wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So I left and I kind of bounced around for a bit. I'd love to say I suddenly discovered my full passion, but I bounced around a little, and then it came to full circle as I was getting more into following different spiritual leaders and stuff. And I started seeing people that were struggling, that had these amazing gifts, like everyone in here. They had these amazing gifts, and they were helping, they were holding little workshops for $20 a piece on the weekend. They were charging $80 a session. And I'm watching this and I'm like, why don't you have a business? This doesn't make any sense. And I kept hearing over and over, well, we're spiritual. We don't know how to do a business. We don't want to do a business, or we were told we're not supposed to charge for this. And I'm like, well, that's silly. So I basically said, well, this is beautiful. I'm going to take my gift, my intuitive ability to see a business and create a business, and pair it with my deep spiritual growth and love for everything in this world like that. I'm not like, it's interesting. There's a lot of business coaches out there. There's some spiritual people, and this is where I marry the two. And like my entire life is about consciousness shifting. It's not just like I teach the business and I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm kind of spiritual. That's like, if you go look on Spiritual Biz Magazine, you can see the people that I've interviewed. That's part of my daily life of who the people I engage with. This is what I do. And one of my clients actually did one of my charts, and she was able to see that I'm actually doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my actual sole purpose, is to be able to take the esoteric and ground it. so that we can have the consciousness shift. I actually know for a fact that I am playing a very large role in the consciousness shift on the planet. I'm working with everyone in boot camp. I've got some very high profile clients where we're having major impact to be able to have this. And I know that that's my calling, and it's amazing. And there's just all sorts of amazing stuff happening. But that's where I come in. But I was able to see, how do I use my gift of creating businesses and actually serve the planet? And this is how I do it. So cool. Hope that answered your question, Yu.
She does it very well. Incredible, the changes that I've seen just in the last 6 months. It's just phenomenal. And without Kimberly, you know, I mean, I knew how to talk to spirit and I knew how to teach mediumship, but I had not the foggiest idea how to get out there and start teaching online and find my tribe and, you know, go bigger with what I was doing. And, you know, anything related to business, technology, and marketing was icky to me. And Kimberly really taught me how to use all of that, you know, to the best of my ability and get out there. And everything that's happened in the last 6 months really stems from that experience in boot camp. And I'm so grateful to have met people like you and Jamie and Sheila and all the other people in the How to Speak Spirit program, and have this wonderful group here. We have members here in the Translating Spirit group from all around the world. And, you know, we're all connecting and finding where our similarities lie, from people from all different religions and cultures and who speak different languages, and finding the common ground. And it's a beautiful thing. And I think it's, you know, we're all the graduates from boot camp. A lot of you guys know them because you're in some of the other groups.
I saw Stacy in here.
There are a lot of people in here that people know, Shanice and Liza and Ben Locus and Ben did a Reiki course together on Saturday.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's this wonderful network. And, you know, Kimberly is really bringing together a lot of very high vibrational people who are ready to make a big difference in the world. And I hope that a lot of people in this group are ready to make a difference in the world, because I know, you know, there are a lot of people in the group and we're all at different levels. Some people already have spiritual businesses that you want to go bigger with. And like I said, I highly recommend you get in touch with Kimberly. Some people are just getting that first nagging from their guides and they're just awakening. And I know a lot of people are coming into the group and they're interested in making contact with the other side, and they come in and they want free readings and they want to know what their gifts are. Like, you know, like I need to tell them what their gifts are. And what I say is, it's not really about somebody else telling you what your gifts are. It's about what superpowers you want to develop. And we all have the ability to tap into spirit. You guys can all learn to do angel card readings, tarot card readings, work with the pendulum. You can all learn to be mediums. You know, people have different amounts of natural ability, but it's very largely a skill that's learned. So it takes some investment in yourself to learn and develop those skills. And that's what I'm doing here. So to people who are coming into the group and looking for free readings, what I'm saying is, you know, it's really about energy exchange. It's not about me giving you a reading. It's about me teaching you how to tap into that divine wisdom for yourself.
Yeah. Can I touch upon this a little bit? That'll help, I think. So and hello, Alistair. Alistair's in Alistair's in boot camp too, but I think this will help. So this is like the big misnomer in the spiritual community. And I love you guys with all my heart, but we have a bigger role to play than doing free readings. And when we come from the point of like, oh, it has to be free, and how much are you charging? You're creating scarcity. And because you're creating scarcity within yourself and the way you're thinking, you're bringing more scarcity to yourself. So you be really careful, guys, when you're like, oh, like it's not free. Well, why should it be free? And sometimes free is too much. How do you really get service? How do you really change your life? You don't go to a free course and change your life, because if that was the case, everyone would be running around just all happy. But what happens when you're doing something that's free, you're not really committed. You're like, think of the last thing someone gave you for free, a book, and you're like, oh, I'll read it later. We've all signed up for those free courses and never taken them, never even opened them because it was free. But if you're committed, if you have something that's tying you to it, which is usually the energy of money that ties you to it, you're gonna step up and do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna be present. You know what happens when you're present? You get results. But if you're gonna kind of show up and what have you, it's not going to work. There's all these like courses out there, whatever it is, whether it's in mediumship or learning to be intuitive or healers or even in the business world, there's all these free programs. And then people say, oh, that didn't really work. It was okay. I didn't really work. And the problem was it's not that it didn't work, it's that they didn't commit themselves to it. Why? Because it was free, or it was $197 or something like that. It's like $200. Like you can walk away from $200. But when you're going to really commit, you're gonna charge, and someone's gonna charge you to be committed. We actually charge not because we're like, oh, give us the money. We charge because we believe in you. We believe that you believe in yourself and have the abundance and the high vibration. We're holding you in the highest light to know that you can step up and do that. If I gave you something for free, I'd be like holding you in this low vibration, being like, oh, poor thing, you really can't afford it, so here it is for free. I don't think that's where we want to be held. We want to be held at the highest vibration. So when someone looks around and says, oh, why are you charging? Or I don't know if my clients can afford that. You're immediately creating scarcity, and you're immediately putting someone in a low vibration. So we choose, Cheryl and I choose, and a lot of men, and like Alistair and people in my boot camp, like we choose to hold all of you in the highest light. And when we hold you in the highest light, we see you in full abundance. And we see you in full abundance, and we know that you value yourself enough to step up and commit to yourself that you're going to make a change in your life. And that's where the charging comes from. You're not serving anybody by giving your gift away for free. So if you guys are in here watching this, you're like, well, I'm not really sure, and I want to give my gift away for free. You're not serving anyone because you're really not helping them because they're not committed. And that's why you have to do an energy exchange. And if you don't do the energy exchange, you're out of balance, and that's why you're in scarcity. And it's just this full circle back that happens with everybody. And I've seen it over and over. So we have to have this shift about money. We have to have a shift and see that there has to be an energy exchange, and that really the energy exchange is because we believe in you. If we didn't believe in you, we would give you stuff for free. And that's how that works. So it's a whole new way of thinking.
Yep. Another shift that you talk about, Kimberly, is that if you're not making six figures as a light worker, that you're being selfish.
Yeah, this is a fun one. So if you guys are out there and you've got a little business and it's really more of a hobby because you're not earning very much, I like to say that you're being selfish. Because if you're not earning six figures as a spiritual coach or spiritual entrepreneur, you're keeping your gift to yourself. So if you're helping just a couple of people, like family members, a couple of friends, but you've got this amazing gift, you're able to change people's lives, you're absolutely being selfish, because there's people out there literally praying for what you have, what you could offer them, and you're keeping it to yourself. And so the tide of the money comes that the more people that you help, the more you're really serving them by charging, the more abundance you will have. So the more abundance you have, you can see how many people you're serving. And the more abundance you have, the more you're able to give back. So one thing I'm really clear about is that you're being selfish if you're not earning six figures, but it's not about buying a bunch of nonsense. It's not about, oh, I've got money and then you have a closet full of things you don't wear. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being able to create abundance so that you can change lives. Because if you're making like $30,000 or $40,000 a year, we're going to talk a little bit about tithing. And I talk about tithing because there's an energy exchange that happens, and we need to be giving back. If we're not putting energy out, it doesn't come back in. So let's just say we commit to tithing and we make $40,000 a year. You should be tithing off of your gross. That would be $4,000 that you would be donating to a spiritual organization. Now, when you're making $40,000 and you've got kids and stuff, it's usually pretty tight. So you're not donating that $4,000. You're putting it in your pocket because you're like, ooh, I really can't afford to give that money away. But if you're making $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 a year, you have plenty of abundance. And so not only you donating 10%, you can donate 20, you can donate 30, because you don't actually need the money. You're no longer in scarcity mode. You can give it away. And I guarantee you this, and I can prove this, the more you give away, the more that you make. And so if you aren't earning that six figures, you need to be able to step it up, A, because you have people to serve, people that are waiting for your gift. B, the more people you serve, the more financial abundance you create. And C, the more financial abundance you create, the more you can give back. Because if you guys aren't giving money back right now, that's part of why you're in scarcity mode. But you have to be able to do that energy exchange and do your tithing and give the money back out there. because it doesn't do any good sitting in your bank account and a bunch of stuff in your closet that you don't need. So that's the whole idea behind that. And you really are being selfish if you're not earning 6 figures. Cool.
There's a conversation going on in the group not too long ago where somebody was saying that light workers should not charge for the gifts. And I know you touched on this already, but her point was we should all have a full-time job and make the light work stuff, whatever we did for healing, our hobby and not charge for it because spirit is free.
Yeah. No.
And part of her argument was that, you know, the 3D world is just an illusion anyway.
Well, okay. Was there more to that? I'm already fired up. So my question is, why is it okay to earn money when you're out of balance and out of touch with source? Because if you're working a regular job, you probably hate it because it's not your purpose, and you're going to a job and you're working somewhere where you're working with people you don't really like. They're not at the same vibration. It's just nonsense. You're spending 8, 10, 12 hours a day with people you don't know that you're not in vibration with. It takes you away from your family. So why is it okay to earn money doing something that is completely out of alignment with who you are? Makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. If you're going to create abundance, you should be creating abundance doing what you love. The whole point is to be living at our highest vibration. How do we live in our highest vibration? Then you have to be loving what you do. You have to wake up every morning and be like, oh my God, this is incredible. It's like so incredible. My life is amazing. I wake up every day and I'm like, wow, I've changed all these lives. It's amazing. And I want everyone to have that gift of feeling that you're changing people's lives. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to struggle in a job every day and be ticked off and driving back and forth to work and everything to earn some piddly money that keeps us in scarcity. And the thing is, when we have money that we earn from a job where we're not happy and we're out of balance with it, we now feel like we're owed something. So the money that we get from those jobs will absolutely never fulfill us. It won't fulfill us because you're like, oh, I worked so hard this week. I deserve this. And you go buy some silly thing to fulfill you for a brief moment because you deserve it. But we deserve it. Why? Because we're out of balance. And like, I have to laugh. Like I've created such a beautiful company and I have a full team of people and it's just amazing. And I have such abundance and I laugh because I don't even spend the money because I don't need anything. I have no desire to buy stuff. It's just not there. I give so much of it away now. It's just like, I just don't have that desire to like go buy shoes or whatever it is because it's just, I don't need that anymore. I'm so fulfilled with where I am. And so you guys should all be in the same spot. You should be loving what you do. You shouldn't be miserable and earning money that way. The only way you should be earning money is being in connection with source. And spirit might be free, but it's a gift. It's not free. It was a gift to you. So what are you going to do with that gift? You're going to keep it and hide it and be like, oh, I'm going to only share it with my friends. No, you were given a gift by source. It was given to you to use. It was not given to you to keep secret and hide and just play small. So there's that one.
Kimberly, I have a lot of people that are joining us, Renee and
Oh,
Jen.
I'd like to answer Patty's question.
Yes, a lot of people are from boot camp, but there's this comment here. Are we allowed to take the credit for changing other people's lives? Don't think so.
Absolutely, you are. Absolutely. That's what you're put here to do. Now, are you saying I changed your life? No, but you are a catalyst for that. You're the catalyst to show someone new energy, to show someone new light, to show someone a consciousness shift of a new way of thinking. Absolutely. If you are not changing people's lives, you're not living your purpose. Because we're all here to have an impact. And we have an impact whether we realize it or not. Wherever our vibration is, we're having an impact on those around us. But absolutely, and taking credit, so this is where people's like, ooh, this is the ego thing, I'm taking credit. Well, yeah, you don't want to be like, ooh, I changed your life. You don't want to come from that space, but do you want to say, absolutely, I have an impact on this planet every day? You better, because if you're not living your purpose. And even the vibration of that question is fairly low, so you might want to do a little internal work on that. So.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Yu is my other admin in Translating Spirit now. She's one of my first graduates from the How to Speak Spirit program, and Jamie is here, and some of the other people who have graduated. You frequently give me unsolicited positive feedback in the group, and she will say to other people, and I love you. We've become such close friends. The whole group of us, we're actually going on vacation together to
Oh,
Sedona.
fun.
Yeah, we're like soul sisters now. Um, but Yu often says that the How to Speak Spirit program changed her life. And I always say it's not that I changed her life, it's that I'm the catalyst, like you said, for that change. But did her life change from the time that she entered my program and got my coaching? Absolutely. Just like my life changed from meeting you, Kimberly. And yes, you should feel good about that. You should take credit for that, like you said, because, you know, first of all, as I said, I was happy with my life before Spiritual Biz Boot Camp. I was teaching mediumship in a small church for donations, and I felt like I was doing some good. But it was my guides, my spirit guides that were telling me you need to get out there. That's where the push came from. So my getting out there through Spiritual Biz Boot Camp allowed me to live more in alignment with my higher purpose and to touch more lives. And yes, you should take credit for that, because without you, Kimberly, I didn't know how to physically go about meeting the people that I'm working with right now. That is absolutely because I did boot camp. And I did boot because I was ready to make that commitment to working with spirit and to make the investment in myself that boot camp was. And I have to say, it was a little scary. There was money involved, there was time involved, there was a huge commitment involved, and I have a very full life. I have kids, I have a full-time job. I didn't know how I was going to have the time to get all that together, but you know what, when something is worth doing, you find a way, and this is worth doing. And I know so many of you have gifts that you're not yet getting out there with, and I really want to encourage you to push past the fear and deal with the overwhelm of, well, how do I actually go about this? And kind of bite the bullet and get out there. And your guides will tell you when it's time to do that. If you sit down and meditate, do some automatic writing, and really get in touch with what you're supposed to be doing in life. I know a lot of you are at that point, and that's why you sought out a group like Translating Spirit. You're ready to move forward, and there are people here who are here to help you do that. So please reach out. If you're just at the beginning, reach out to me. If you already have a spiritual business, if you're already working as a light worker and you want to take that next step, reach out to Kimberly. Look up her group, Spiritual Biz Success. We're here to help you. That's our mission. So we hope to hear from you soon.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity to chat, Cheryl. I love it. And I love being able to shift consciousness about money because it's so important. And you guys all have a role to do. And if you're ready, take a look at Cheryl too. Cheryl's amazing. I see, look at this. I look about Cheryl's the missus. Where would we be without her? That's so cute, from Renee. Awesome.
Thank you so much for being here, Kimberly. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you for your patience with the beginning of this. We had trouble getting online together at first, but we did it.
All right. Oh, there's Kat. Hey, Kat. All right. Bye, ladies. Bye.
Thank you so much, guys. See you in the group soon. Thanks again, Kimberly.
You're welcome.